Yo, Namin was a huge record.
I wrote that hook.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I am an asshole.
Okay.
I'm an asshole.
Yeah, but you need
I don't look approachable.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that is what protects me. Initially, my first single was supposed to be the beat of Boitis Bakai. That was supposed to be my first single. Dog Shishiliza was the biggest example. We didn't know how to follow it up. Suffered. Like, hip hop people stress me so much because they want to be the producer. They want production credits, songwriting credits. The music video, I told you, I think this angle will work. Now I'm a director. You know, like everything must be me. I think for me, I only wanted to manage women, number one, purely because I've been on the road with guys. You know, and I'm not saying the guys I was with were doing things, but like I've seen things, you know. And like things can get messy really fast. Like it can never be a thing of like doing the job, going home, doing the job, go to studio. Now the bus has 10 girls. Now the house, people have all slept over. Now people don't have money for Uber. Now the story is not, you know, so I never wanted.
Very special announcement. The Dead Store is finally open. So we're open from Tuesday till Sunday from 10 a.m. and we're located in Rosebank on 138 Jan Smuts. So pull up to the store and get your dead pieces.
And you're live on Dead Radio.
Welcome to another very special episode of Dead Radio with your boy Ini. And today we have a very special guest. Certified hitmaker, MVP in the game. But I'm going to let him introduce himself and then we're going to get into his life story and extract those jewels. So without further notice,
Yo, what's good? My name is Sebastian, or Bash Vision, Shishiliza. I am an artist, an A&R, creative, sometimes manager. Yeah, a whole bunch of things.
Shout out for joining us today, man.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Pleasure, bro. How are you feeling today?
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah, you?
Okay. I'm alright. I'm loving the weather. The weather's been great today.
Yeah, it's tough to get out of bed.
Yeah, it's one of those days, I won't lie. Let's start your story from the beginning.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
So I'm born in Zimbabwe, born in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe, but I never lived there.
Okay.
I moved to Botswana.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I'm from Gabs.
Gabs City. I'm actually from Gabs as well.
For real?
Yeah.
That's my home. Yeah, I grew up in the village in Gabs.
Oh, by village.
Yeah.
Bro, I lived in village.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's my hood.
Damn.
That's my hood, bro. For sure.
Okay.
So yeah, I was there till about, I think I was turning 15. Okay. And then I moved here.
Moved out here.
Yeah, I was in the West End out here.
Okay.
And yeah, that's where.
Tell us about Sebastian as a young man. What type of kid were you?
I'll say athletic. I think I was just really, into sports, into music.
Okay. So the music thing comes from way back then.
Yeah. Used to play a few things. Used to play piano. Used to play. I think everyone played recorder.
Yeah, everyone played recorder, bro.
Played piano. Played marimbas. Played steel pans. I'm forgetting something. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. And then obviously you guys move here when you're 15?
Yeah, I was turning 15, so like grade 10, halfway through grade 10.
How was that culture shift? Because Gabs is like a small city,
Yeah.
small town. Everyone knows everyone. What was that culture shift for you, moving to Joburg?
It was tough.
Yeah.
It was very tough because I think, number one, you know, coming from a small place, you know, everyone pretty much knows everyone. You grow up with a certain culture. You know, most people there, you know, speak Setswana. Then I come here and I come into like a 90% white school versus coming from a 90% black school. It was very tough, you know. It's very tough to adjust, and then everyone is speaking Zulu, you know. So it's like I didn't really fit in. I didn't fit in at all. I didn't fit in at all. I hated it. I just wanted to go back home. Yeah, I absolutely hated it.
That must have been like so fucking tough.
Yeah.
How did you cope with being in a new environment, having to make new friends? Was it easy making new friends?
I didn't have any friends. I think my brother adjusted well.
Okay.
I actually stopped playing sports completely. I was just like, I don't get along with any of these people. I don't fit in.
Damn.
So, yeah. Shout out Denise Zimba. That was actually my first friend in high school.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was my first friend. She was a grade ahead of me.
Okay.
And then I think I started gelling with the hip hop guys. At the time, like breakdancing, breakdancing, a little bit of rapping, you know, all of that stuff. I formed a friendship with those guys.
Okay.
And that's how I got into hip hop.
Okay.
In this country.
Yeah. Okay. So at that time, obviously you're in high school, right?
Yeah.
The end of high school, what's your perspective on careers? Are you thinking you're going to go like the linear way, doctor, lawyer, whatever, just the linear ways, or are you thinking maybe this hip hop thing that I've fallen in love with can come with something?
Definitely didn't want to go to university. Well, also, if we had a choice, really, it was either my brother goes or I go. I've always been like a street guy, like I always make money, I always do my thing, you know. So I was like, my brother's like an academic, so I was like, I don't really want to go. And my mom knew I didn't want to go, so you know, I just did my thing. I ended up doing IT for a little bit, but like it was like doing my day job, and then I'm in studio with Ganja Beatz.
I get you.
After work till midnight, DJing, and then back to work. So yeah, it was always kind of the music thing, you know. I didn't know how it was gonna work,
but you were like the music thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn. So when did you meet Ganja Beatz? Like you met them in Joburg?
Yeah, I met them in Joburg.
Okay, through the hip hop.
Through ReverbNation. Like ReverbNation used to be a thing, you know.
Damn.
So it was like you used to see like everyone on the charts, you know, like this Ganja Beatz guys, Cassper, everyone, you know. So like then we started linking up, and from there just never looked back.
So there comes a moment where you obviously quit your job.
Yeah.
What's going on in your life at that time, and what pushes you to do that? Because I mean, the 9 to 5 like safety net is like, it's everything, bro.
I mean, at the time, I think I'd been working in IT for about 5 years. So like from when I was like, so I matriculated when I was 17. Okay. So from like 18, 19, I started working. So I had been DJing a lot. I've been DJing a lot, but there was no real money coming in, you know.
That's just your side hustle.
Yeah.
Or your side pass shit.
100%. And I started like from DJing, managing artists and all of that. And I thought like, let me actually
pivot,
you know, do this thing for real. And I was also filming, because at the time, no one really had a photographer or videographer, you know, so I started filming. And just decided one day, it's like, I'm good at what I do, but I don't enjoy it. And I don't have any ambition to get further in life in this IT thing. You know, I think all my colleagues were even like, they used to get excited by me when I showed them my music stuff.
I get you.
It was never about work, you know, so I quit. It was a tough one to quit.
Yeah, that safety net is everything.
My dad was not impressed.
I'm sure he wasn't.
Oh no, he was not impressed.
I'm sure he wasn't. I'm sure he was like, dog, what are you doing? You're throwing your life away.
In a much worse way than that.
I feel that.
But
that.
I think I kind of got to a point where it's like, if you have a passion about something, you kind of wait for your big break when you have your day job, and then you get to a point where you realize this big break is not gonna come. I actually have to quit and go make it happen. So
I get you.
Yeah, it was just one of those where I was like, I actually can't do this anymore.
So you quit. Do you have a plan? Or
no,
somewhat of a plan?
I don't have any plan. I just know I want to manage this artist, that I believe in. I quit my job. That artist moved back to Botswana, and I was just like, damn. I don't know. He's not worth mentioning.
Say less.
But yeah, and then I think I had my pension fund that I was living off of for a while.
Yeah, that 40K that they send you.
Yes,
yeah, I know that one.
It was about 40K.
I know that one.
Yeah, and then I was actually at the mall. I was at Rosebank Mall, and I bumped into Capo, and he's like, "Yo, Casper's like really wants to work with you, like to film and stuff." It wasn't really money at the time, but like I was like, it's something I can do. Yeah. It's a way into the game. Because we had known each other for a while. Like we're in studio a lot. And yeah, that's how I started like getting on the road and stuff like that.
Okay, so now your plan is kind of formulated, right? Somewhat of a plan. So now you start going on the road with Cass. What was the first job that you were doing for them at that time?
Well, so there was a bunch of us that were always in studio, right? It was myself, Ganja, Beatz, Ricky, Casper, like a whole bunch of us. And because I had got the camera, I used to film a lot of sessions.
Okay.
So I was already filming studio sessions. I used to take pictures for people like BTS at video shoots, take video.
Is this something you learned on the side, like using the camera?
YouTube, yeah.
Yo, shout out to www.youtube.com.
Yeah, it was just YouTube. Like I used that money. I think I had a Canon 550D, and then I sold it and I had a 7D, and then I sold it, and then I got the 5D Mark II. So that's what I was using at the time to film. So it was really like behind the scenes stuff, on the road stuff.
I get you.
But yeah, that was pretty.
Where is that content? Do you know where it is?
I have it.
Oh, you still have it?
Yeah, I've got terabytes of that.
Of all of that, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to do something with it at some point?
Yeah, at some point.
Because that is history.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of crazy
that
footage.
No one else has.
Like a lot of crazy footage that you could never imagine.
So you are the photographer. When do you become the DJ?
I think it's just because it's a skill that I have. So my whole thing was I wanted to be a manager. In my head, that's what I wanted. So I was learning on the road. Learning from his road manager's bike, I was learning from T. Lee, I was learning from anyone I could, gaining all my contacts and all of that stuff. And I think where the DJing started, I used to DJ a couple gigs in the beginning, but Casper's manager used to DJ for him, and on Christmas Day, he never used to DJ. Like he was with his family, so I would DJ on Christmas Day at Shimza's gigs in Tembisa. And then I think there was just a time where I just continued DJing.
I feel that.
So it's like I used to film the performance and DJ at the same time.
Damn.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a mind that is a sponge, right?
Yeah.
Where does that come from? Have you always been someone who can just pick something up and I'll learn it?
And you're live on Dead Radio. And you're live on Dead Radio.
I mean, obviously there's YouTube, but
yeah,
you have to have a
certain type of like perspective on yourself and your capabilities to just pick up DJing, the camera, managing? Like, where does that come from?
I think number one, I think everything that's just like tied into music that like I would apply myself to. But I've always been a more practical person. Like I struggle with theory, you know.
I get you.
So I think it's just experience of like picking up the camera once and again and again and then doing it 1,000 times. It's like, okay, cool, I got it. You know, sometimes I'm not doing it the right way, but I'm doing it how.
But you're doing it,
yeah.
Which is like the most important thing. Like too many people are stuck in theory.
Yeah, for sure. I've always been someone who wants to do the stuff.
Okay, and then when do you start managing Nadia? Like,
I think it was 2017, if I'm not mistaken. So, timeline is. Shishiliza dropped 2014. That was a really big time for us, you know, that period. So we'd been on a run for 3 years. And we bumped into Nadia at the airport in Zim, and Cassper was, you know, just the whole, yo, come to death row, you know, and he's like, actually,
Suge Knight vibes,
and at the time it was like, you know, there was the whole Young Money with Nicki Minaj and all of that, and Nadia had been doing her thing. So he's like, oh, I used to manage Nadia before, actually. When I was 21, I managed Nadia. Yeah, I used to manage Nadia when she was still in.
Cypher.
Before that.
Damn.
Before that, yeah. So she was actually under Ganja Beatz. She was actually signed to Ganja Beatz. Yeah.
Okay.
But she was at Monash at the time. So, like, it wasn't really working out because, you know, studies. Yeah. So it was going to be the second time I managed her now. So she already knew me. She was comfortable with me. And I was like, I asked Cassper, like, yo, were you serious about that thing? It's like, yeah, it can work out. I don't know how, but it can work out. Mm-hmm. Like, all right, cool, let me reach out. She was super keen. Had a conversation with Cypher. Shout out to Cypher, like, because he's a real one. Like, people could have definitely blocked it.
Yeah, he could have been
know,
like, nah,
like,
me, bro.
Yeah, no, like, shout out to him. He made it super easy. And, yeah.
And then you guys ran with it.
Yeah, I had to stop filming Cassper.
And now completely focus
on that. Yeah.
So that original dream that you had of being a manager was now finally come to fruition.
For sure.
Who are you studying in the game, locally, internationally, just so you can help craft her career? Like in terms of being a manager, who are you looking at that time?
I mean, obviously Casper's team.
Yeah.
You know, but Russell Simmons was my guy. Leo Cohen was my guy. Like those are the people that, you know, I used to study. But just like watching, you know, everyone around me and taking a little bit from everyone
and just putting it together. But now managing, I'm assuming, because I've never managed an artist, I'm assuming that managing a female artist comes along with more things. What are some things that before you started managing a female artist you were completely unaware of? Because like you're saying, you're looking at Bolio, Cohen, Russell Simmons, those guys predominantly managed male artists. So what are the things that where you're like, yo, now you're inside it, you're like, damn it, I didn't think this would be a thing, I didn't know we had to pay for that.
I think for me, I only wanted to manage women, number one, purely because I've been on the road with guys, you know, and I'm not saying the guys I was with were doing things, but like I've seen things, you know, and like things can get messy really fast. Like it can never be a thing of like doing the job, going home, doing the job, go to studio. Now the bus has 10 girls. Now the house, people have all slept over. Now people don't have money for Uber. Now the story is not, you know, so I never wanted to be involved with any of that, you know. So, so I always wanted to only work with women because they're just not messy.
I get you. Even maybe the ego thing isn't so much.
I'm a Leo.
Yeah.
I'm very aggressive.
Okay.
You know, so like I also thought about the ego side of it, you know. But yeah, I think, you know, just like always remembering if there needs to be a makeup artist, if there needs to be hair, if there needs to be this, you know, considering safety, considering in the club. Like I stopped drinking for 2 years when I
just
too focused on I stopped drinking for 2 years.
Okay.
Like no girlfriend, no nothing. I was like super dedicated.
So your whole life was basically Nadia at that point.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn.
Yeah.
How did other people in your life take that? Like, did you even like talk to someone about that?
I don't have many friends, so there's
you.
no one to even, you know, take it
that.
a certain way. Yeah, I mean, the only people around me were the people I work with, family tree, you know, and my family, and that was it. So yeah.
So at that time, does the ghostwriting thing start around then, or is it before then?
I never really wrote
anything.
Okay, actually, I'm lying. Yeah. I did write a lot, actually.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it was like a ghostwriter thing.
Or just
it was
contributing.
No, I used to write a lot. I wrote hooks, I wrote verses, you know what I mean? But it was just a thing. It wasn't like something that I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. It was just like, yo, we just want to get the best music out possible. We're all in the studio, giving ideas, contributing, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I've never ever written a song from start to finish.
I feel you.
You know, I've written verses, I've written hooks, but I've never start to finish. Like, and I have no ambition to ever do that.
Okay.
You know, but from being in studio, you know, I think the first major project that I worked on was Casper's first album. Mm-hmm. So remember I'm sitting there filming. So I'm filming Pro Kid, I'm filming WHP, I'm filming enthusiast.
You're watching all the legends.
WizKid, I'm filming all of these people, and I'm taking a little bit from everyone. Okay, this is what he does with this, with that, with this, with that. And then I try to implement it, you know. So from sitting in studio for so many years filming, you pick up certain things and then you get the confidence to now say, let's try this, like try doing this. That's how, that's how it started. And then I tried to then implement it here.
Okay.
You know,
I want to ask you something, right? I watched a documentary on Netflix maybe a year and a half ago, right? And it was just about how a lot of the hits from the early 2000s were made in Sweden. Right, the biggest songs from NSYNC, Britney Spears, whatever. Right now, after watching all these people, do you believe there's an exact science to writing a hit or making a hit?
Yeah, there is for sure.
There's an exact science.
Yeah.
That anyone can copy, and it'll be a hit. Well, obviously not.
It will be a good song.
It will be a good song.
Like, you can have the greatest song ever, but whether it will be a hit is another story. You know, and that's a science on its own. If people think you're just putting out a song and it just catches and it just no, it doesn't.
And then from you seeing so many hits being made to creating your own hits, do you think that someone from America who's a great writer could come and live in South Africa for X amount of years, learn the culture, because obviously you have to be tapped in, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that they could come make hits here and someone like you could move to America and make hits there? Like, do you think hit makers could move anywhere, tap into the zeitgeist of the place and produce hits? Or do you have to be born in a specific place to make hits for that specific place?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm not from here.
I get you,
know?
I get you. But you're Southern African.
Yeah, I mean, I have friends that write for Chris Brown and write for and they're from Zim, you know, they're from SA. So I think it's just about, you know, tapping into the artist and the culture
and that science, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, for me to go to America and try and do that is going to be very difficult.
It's going to be tricky, It's going to be
very,
tricky.
very difficult. But, you know, eventually I would get it for sure.
Okay. How many songs have you known before they came out were hits and you were right? Because some people have heard that it's like a hit and miss. Like, they thought this one it's out of here. And then when it comes out, people are like...
Yeah. I mean, songs that I did?
Not necessarily, just songs that you were either in studio for or helped to create. How many of those did you know?
I mean, some songs that I was in studio, like Kusheshe, we knew number one.
Out the gate.
That one everyone knew. Like everyone was actually fighting to be on that song.
I get you.
Shishiliza, we knew. Puma Game, we knew it was gonna be a big song. Namin, knew it was gonna be a big song.
Yo, Namin was a huge record.
I wrote that hook.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boyce's Bakai, I knew it was gonna be kind of big.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, Sondela, we knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but quite a few where you were.
Yeah, even
Buzz
Zonke.
You knew.
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't just me. Like we all knew.
Everyone.
Like, oh yeah.
Damn. Okay, so you're managing Nadia. When does that relationship end and you start managing Boiti? Was Boiti the next person, or did you manage Ason and Vizo in between?
Damn, you know your stuff.
Yeah, I'm tapped.
Yeah, I think it ended 2019.
Okay.
So bear in mind we were a 2-man team.
So it was just you and her.
Yeah. And we worked very hard, but at the same time, when it's just the two of us, we used to fight a lot.
Yeah.
Towards the end, you know. And I've seen that a lot with teams. Hey, sometimes you'll think, what does this person do or that person do? They don't really do much, but they're there. And sometimes you need that buffer. Hey, when it's just the two of you, I have no choice but to fight with you.
True.
You know.
It's just the two of you.
Yeah. So 2019, I think it ended, and then I think when it ended, I didn't really know what I was. I didn't have another plan. I was just like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started with Vizo. I went to high school with Vizo. Okay. We were in the same grade.
You went to MAP?
Yeah, I went to MAP.
Dope.
That's where my music career actually started, was MAP. Because I didn't realize it was a creative school until I moved here.
Okay.
And I was like, yo,
what is this?
Where's the drama class? Where's the music class? Where's, you know
shout
what I
out
mean?
to everyone at MAP, bro. MAP is a legendary school in Botswana.
For sure. Like, that school changed my life. For
makes
sure.
Makes sense.
So yeah, I tried it with Vizo, Ason as well. I just saw like a little clip of him performing, and I was like, this guy.
I need to hit you up.
So I tried it for a little bit. I mean, we did some stuff, but like nothing really caught.
Yeah.
I think I was helping Reason as well.
So you're managing all these people.
Because Reason was one of the first guys to actually give us a verse for our own music. So he always held us down. So it was at a point where it's like, okay, cool, now I can help you.
Okay.
You know, so like I tried to do some stuff with him. I would never say we're like 100% managing him, but we're just working together. I was also just trying to figure out what I want to do. And then I saw Boichi was rapping. She released What's That? And I still felt like...
Oh, you weren't a part of What's That at all?
Nah.
Damn, that's crazy.
I wasn't a part of it at all.
Okay.
So when I saw that, I felt like my mission with Nadia was not finished. So I was like, I can continue this here.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I started working with her.
Okay.
I think it was 2019. Yeah.
Damn. And then you guys also, she has a reality show at this time.
Yeah.
How do you feel as someone who's worked behind the scenes, basically your whole career? Like now you're in front of the camera straight. The clout is going, like, do you get me?
Well, I mean, as much as I've been behind the camera, like, I've never shied away. Like, bear in mind, I was on every stage with Cassper.
I get you.
You know, I was on every stage.
I get you.
If you were around back then, you know, the Family Tree guys were hectic guys. You know, we were always, you know,
front
center
of the camera.
stage. You know, so as much as I was doing behind the scenes stuff, I was very much, you know, in front as well. I was not supposed to be in the reality show. I didn't want to be in it.
Oh, okay. Did they coerce you into?
Yeah. They're just like, actually, we need you, and I was just like.
And it didn't shift anything for you, like obviously.
Nah, I think. Look, I mean, for me, that period around Dr. Shishiliza was crazy time. Also, what was happening in SA hip hop at the time. That was the highest level of clouds I've ever experienced in my life.
You.
And I'd seen the good, the bad that comes with it, and I was not impressed by it. I wasn't easily taken by clout or attention.
You.
So even though we did the reality show, I wasn't like, excited and losing my mind. It's like,
I feel
cool.
you.
We can do this thing. Yeah.
What were some of the things that didn't work out with Nadia that you were like, or plans or visions or things that you wanted to tweak with Boity that you weren't able to tweak with Nadia or able to do?
I think both were very brand driven. Like Nadia's a very hard worker, extremely when it comes to her brand, you know.
Yeah.
But I think we didn't spend as much time making music.
Okay.
But I think also the music in my head wasn't fitting her style also. So I think it worked better with Boity.
Was she also more receptive to advice musically?
I wouldn't say more, like they're very different, you know. Also, Nadia holds her own, you know what I mean? But Boity was very aware that I've never done this before. I need to listen. You know what I mean? Also understand I'm from Botswana. So it's like from Botswana, then chilling with the Caspers and Ganja Beatz from Maftown. Boity's from Podge. Like
I get you, same thing.
Yeah.
Same.
So it just made sense
for
me. Yeah, it made sense. But yeah, she was very open to learning. And yeah, myself and Reason worked on her project together.
Okay. So obviously then that project comes out and then she pivots as well, right? What then happens in your mind? What are you thinking? Is that the point where you're like, you know what, actually, I'm sick and tired of managing people. Let me go and put these ideas down that I've had for myself.
I wouldn't say at the point where I decided I wanted to release music. So initially my first single was supposed to be the beat of Boity's Bakai. That was supposed to be my first single. And then the Boity job came up and I was just like, okay, cool. We can use it for this. I'll do that another time, you know? But she always encouraged me to do it. She always encouraged me to do my own thing because she was like, I don't know if I'm going to do this thing like that.
Like for real,
I don't know.
10 toes down.
So if you're good at this thing, release your own music, do your own thing. So it's like, alright, cool. So I'd already started. I think while we were still working, I had the beat of Sondela, where just a beat for months, where I used to just play the beat alone in the bus the whole time.
And then what would you start writing? Like,
I mean, I always had a melody in my head, or an idea, concept for the hook and all of that. And then, me and Boity stopped working. I think she was just more focused on other things. And for me, music is important.
It's everything.
It's the core. Even with management, it's built around music.
You're not trying to manage like...
I've tried to manage DJs before. It didn't work because my approach is built around music.
And the creation of music.
And then we build from there, you know. So, then I was doing my own thing. At the time, I used to go to the club a lot and test songs that we just made with Venom and DJ Nell. And then, Venom gave me a song that he was working on. He's like, yo, I need your help with this song. Can you, do something? I put my friend on. It came together nicely. And then he's like, yo, I'm trying to do this project. Can we work together on something? And I was like, actually, I'm also about to, do the same thing.
So let's just link.
Yeah, so he already had like 5-6 songs that he had done with Tyler ICU. And the sound that he was going for and the sound that was in my head was very similar,
I get you.
So, that's how it started. And then, Sondela was the first track.
That you guys put out.
Yeah. No, actually, it wasn't the first track we put out. Showboy was the first track we put out.
You're right.
Actually, Sondela was actually the third song we worked on,
Damn. So at that time also, another platform is born, the Wooden Stool. How did that actually happen? Because I've never actually seen like you guys talk about like where does it come from? Like,
so
whose idea was it?
It was supposed to be a faceless, thing. Only recently we started showing it to us, That was Lebo Lukewarm's baby.
Okay.
He just had the idea. He called me up, and 2 days later we had a meeting.
And
a week later we started shooting.
And the only reason I know that you're involved in it is because my homie Michael was like, I think he was shooting for you guys, editing.
And he's also from Beatz.
Yeah, that's
he
my
edits,
guy.
he edits, for sure.
Okay. And was that part of, because there's something I've noticed about you and the way you make music, right? You pick people who are unknown. Has that always been like something that's top of mind for you, that you want to create new stars, new energy in the game? Because some people, like especially for someone like you who has connections with the whole game, you can just put the biggest artist on the song, put it out, and let's go.
Yeah.
Like, where does that come from? That
I think I've always been keen on helping people. If I see someone talented, I always help them out, get to a better position or whatever the case is. And with that, I think it also benefits me, because it's like I'm helping you with the platform and, opening doors for you. And you're also helping me with the music that I want to make. So I think it's just enjoy, like, if anyone is really good at what they do and they're hardworking and they have a good attitude, I'll always do everything I can to try and help out. So yeah, I think it was really that. And there was a time Skepta was around, and he was in studio, and Mateki was like mumbling some stuff, and Skepta's like, yo, go record it. And he's not a rapper, he's not an artist, you know what I mean? So also that moment has always stuck in my head, where it's like, if someone this big doesn't care about names, then like,
who are we?
It's just about getting the best thing,
product.
And I think with hip hop, I was so tired of, like, hip hop had the same like 6-7 people that they just use over and over and over and over and over again. So yeah, we were more of, we just want to make the best music. So there's people who are on my album that I didn't know who they were. But we like, yo, if you want to put something down,
come through.
Put it down. There was even a girl that was on one of my singles that had never released a song before. I gave her station. After she recorded. So we were always at any session, like, if you have something to put down, put it down. If we like it, we keep it.
How do you keep such a pure and open heart in a game that is super cutthroat? Like, how do you protect who you really are? Because it sounds like you wanting to help people and put people on, like, it's like who you really are. Like, how do you not turn into like a dickhead in the industry? Because there's so many dickheads. We won't name you guys, but we know you guys.
First of all, like, definitely didn't put anyone on. I'll help you or assist you, but I don't put anyone on. I think it's where I come from. I think it's coming from a small town. I mean, from where I was brought up to where I am was not possible in my head.
I get you.
So if it took, and like also like, being around people like Java, WSP, where it's like, if it took me 10 years, it should take you 5 years.
I get you.
If it takes, 5 years, then the next generation should take 2 years. Or now it's months.
Now it's literally months.
And I feel the next generation should always do better, always make more money, always be easier. If not, then we are not doing our jobs. So I think that's all it is. Also, I am an asshole. I'm an asshole.
But you need
I don't look approachable. So I think that is what protects me. Like, I'm very closed off. I'm very straightforward. So I can do this stuff, but at the same time, it's like,
yo, bro.
If you want, don't try me.
I feel it. I feel you. Okay, so now you're at the point where you and Venom link up. Tell us about the timeline of recording Sondela, because you had the beat for a while. Who's the first artist you reach out to and you're like, yo, I want you to hop on this? Like, what's that timeline?
So Sondela was a very long process. It took 2 years to finish the song.
2 years?
Was it 2 years or a year and a half, something like that?
I love that.
So, Yams' old manager, Smasher, passed away, rest in peace. You know, I reached out to him. I was like, yo, because I saw he was pushing this kid, Yams. So like, yo, I think Yams can pull off this sound. Like, you see what like Ricky and Foka did, that sound, but like a softer sound, you know, and like, you know, told him how I wanted it, whatever. It took long to get that
to get it
and then he actually sent it, and I was like, wow, this is perfect, you know. And I think he was managing Nobantu as well. So Nobantu was actually supposed to be on Sondela.
Okay.
And she didn't record. And then Devin Gogo was supposed to be on Sondela, and she had to go to London. And then Blackie had released his single or his album, I think it was Before Now, at Drama. There was a party at Drama, and then we all went to his house after, and I was in the studio, and there was this girl singing, and like she was just freestyling, like her melodies were crazy, and I was like, you know,
we need that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I was like, actually I have a song for you, you know, and I called Ricky and like I found the person, you know, went to studio, recorded her. I mean, for her it was also crazy because we met like on Thursday and we're recording 2 days later, and we're in the studio with Ricky now, you know. But Ricky was so hard on her. He was so hard on her. He made her record like 50 times.
Damn.
Like Ricky is very difficult in the studio.
Okay.
But yeah, we came out with it. Had the hook for a while. The next person to record was Tseho, because obviously my ties from Family Tree, you know. It's like, this can work out. He recorded a whole verse. And it stayed like that for a while. It stayed like that for a while. And then I think either like December time or January time, Ricky was like, yo, let's finish the song, you know. Okay. Bear in mind, Ricky was not on the song. He was never on the song.
So he's just producing.
We were in the studio a lot. Like I live.
Okay.
So Ricky lives here. I live here. His studio is here. So we always together.
I get you.
So it was natural for us to work on songs together. And yeah, I remember it was Blackie, it was Costa Titch, it was Baby San, a whole bunch of people. I think Zedok was there, you know. And then
that's
recorded Blackie's part.
Okay.
And then arranged, had to cut down Tseho's part, arranged it a little bit, and then that was it, you know. And Ricky was still not on the song. And it was now, we always knew we wanted to release it in Valentine's. There was pressure to release it in December. Okay. But I was like, no. If we release it in December, it will die in December. So held off for February. In that meantime, we had managed to get it to trend on TikTok, and Ricky was holding the vocals hostage. So we couldn't mix the song, but he knew what he was doing. Yeah. And then like, I even stopped speaking to him actually.
You were mad at him, you're like, dogs.
Fucking pissed
off. What are you doing?
And then 3 weeks before he sent his verse.
Okay. And then you guys put it out.
Yeah.
What's your perspective on, because now as you're speaking, I'm thinking of an interview I watched with Kanye where he talked about All of the Lights and how he spent 8 months working on that one song. Yeah. Right? What's your perspective on, because we're living in a time where it's like fast music, like it doesn't last. Yeah. But like you saying that it took 2 years to finish Sondela, which today, if you play that anywhere, like it still connects. What's your perspective on like sitting on music and just fine-tuning it over time versus like the TikTok era that we live in? Yo, we get into the studio, put the vocals, next week it's out, and it becomes a hit, because both ways become hits.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
I think it depends on the person. Some people are really good at working fast and can still pay attention to details in a short period of time. Other people are just looking for a song that will carry them for 2-3 months.
I get you.
Because remember, like, promoters want to book you around something.
Yes.
So if you have a song, even if it's not a big song, you can do launches and you make money.
True.
You know.
True.
But me personally, like, at the time, I was a huge Kanye fan. Well, forever, you know, Kanye. And, like, I think he is a master arranger.
No, he is.
And that's what I take pride in, is my arrangement of songs. I learned a lot also from watching, like, Pori Mapori is the king of arrangements.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just personally how I am. Like I like taking my time.
Your time. And
yeah, but at the same time, our album we finished in 5 days.
So that's at the studio, at the camp that you guys threw.
Yeah, we finished that in 5 days.
So now you guys put out Sondela. Obviously, you knew that it was gonna be a smash.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, when does the idea of the album come? Because I don't know if you guys had actually spoken about, yo, we're gonna go make an album, it's gonna be called Love is Pain. Like, how does that process come together?
So, I think from experience of seeing the pressure that comes after, okay, Dr. Shishiliza was the biggest example. We didn't know how to follow it up. Suffered. Because it's like you can make a song that sounds similar, but it's never gonna do.
It's never gonna hit the same
what I mean?
way.
So there's pressure to the follow-up single is the hardest, you know. So it's like we can either go with the follow-up single, or we can do an EP. But I was skeptical about the single, and the EP. What I didn't want is, you know, you'll drop an EP and people will tell you the same day you drop an EP, they'll be like, yo, where's that? When's the album?
The album now?
So I wanted to avoid that.
Yeah.
I wanted to avoid all of that pressure. So we're like, you know what, let's put out an album. Let's like also teach people our sound and what we're trying to do and what we're about. And yeah, that was the reason behind doing an album.
Okay, so then you guys now throw the camp.
Yeah.
What was the process of putting all of that together? Because clearly, like, you guys put in work, and like, you guys weren't just like fucking around, like, you know what I mean? Like, who was controlling all of that, making sure that, yo, music is actually being recorded every day?
I think the camp itself, it was us and our label managers, Capo and Tula. Like, we really like put time in, you know, finding the right house. You know, we had sponsorship from Nando's, which our management at the time got. We had Legends Barber there. Like, there's food, there's drinks, there's, if people want to sleep, there's, you know what I mean? Like, catering for everyone. Like, if you ask people about that camp, like, everyone has really good memories because they're always taken care of. Like, to Tulani Way, doing Hablis.
I get
always, you know, everything you could want was there. And with the people that we invited was around the Sondela sound. So it was more singers, it was more
less
producers,
you know, rappers.
Keyboard players. I mean, there's one rap verse on the whole album.
Literally.
And more of the people who are good at doing the stuff than the big names, you know. But we invited pretty much everyone. A lot of people didn't show up, but those who did, we did what we could, you know.
Damn. So you guys put out the album, and I love that album, bro. Like, Love is Pain is like, it's a really good body of work. Who do you ask about music? Since everyone asks you about music, who do you ask about music? Like, in terms of whose taste do you respect?
Do I respect? I don't think I really ask anyone.
Okay.
Like, I'll play the music for people. And that's how, or I'll play music and I won't say it's mine. So I can get it. If someone says this is terrible, I'm like, okay, cool. Because if I say it's mine, you're going to be like, oh, it's dope. You know?
I feel
also, just going out, testing the music in the clubs, in cars, and wherever, just play the music, you know, and just keep quiet and see how people react.
What people think.
In terms of who I respect, Nasty C, DJ Maporisa, Blackie, and then some of the guys on the project like Baby San, Yams, Herc. That's who I speak to more than anyone is Herc.
Yeah, he seems to be like a very important person behind the scenes in terms of crafting.
100%. He's a hard worker.
Okay. So then, The new hit, Flight Yao-Se.
Yeah.
Oh, big record, bro. Like,
Thank you, bro.
is that another Sondela situation where you sit on the beat for
Yeah, that one
X
was 2
amount?
years. Yeah.
Another 2 years.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the key for you. 2 years.
Yeah,
Sit on something for 2 years.
I had other things,
Yeah, yeah,
running
yeah.
at the same
Yeah,
time, but
yeah.
so from November, December 2022, that's when we started on it. Actually, October with the Beatz. Yeah, again, this is the first time going back to Yams after Sondela. Because it was Yams' birthday, the time of our album camp, so he was partying, so he never came.
Yeah.
So it's the first time since. And we sat in studio trying to figure it out. Like, alright, cool. But it sounded very different to what it is. Very
To what it is now.
Very stripped down.
Okay.
And then Chico had been chasing him for a long time, and he finally came through, recorded half a verse, and left it. And then I ended up using that half a verse and making it a hook.
The hook.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
So it's the arrangement thing, and then from there we had got, nobody wanted to record. I remember going there and I forced Baby Son to record. It's like, I need to hand in on Friday. We have to record today.
I need it today.
And then the load shedding, 55 minutes hits, and he recorded a verse in 50 roads and recorded in 55 minutes. So that pressure was the only way I got him to do it, And then we thought we were done with the song. Well, a lot of production back and forth, getting a guitarist, it took a long time to finish the song. And then when we thought we were done, Mpilo, Nomfundo Mo's manager, was like, yo man, that song with Chico, is it your song? Like, I heard it, Yams played it for me. I'm like, yeah. I was like, I think like I actually want Nomfundo to be on this song.
Hop on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it was a Monday, he's like, yeah, I think she can come on Wednesday. Then he called me later that day, he's like, actually, let's do it today. She recorded same time, one take, done.
Damn, one take.
Yeah. So
fuck, that's crazy.
everyone's been like, I only work with people that I have good relationships with or good vibes from.
Okay.
So everyone on the song has been like, willing to push, do whatever they need to do.
Okay.
So yeah.
How long was it from when the song was finally done till when we all heard it?
Not long.
Not long. Huh?
Yeah, I think we mixed and mastered same week, submitted.
Okay.
I think probably 3-4 weeks before it released. Yeah.
Okay. And are you guys working on a follow-up project?
Yeah.
Or EP, or how is it now? Because it's a sophomore, right?
Yeah. So we finished the EP last year, in November. It was done. And it was a balance. There's some of it with that sound, and the other half is very much hip hop.
Okay.
But it's a bit difficult now because people know us for this sound.
Yeah, for that sound.
Yes. So it's like we might have to change most of the project.
I get you.
But I think we're gonna drop some hip hop stuff next. Maybe at least 2-3 songs.
Okay.
And then we'll go back to
that sound. Have you guys named that sound? Like, what is
we
that
just
sound?
refer to it
Sondela.
as the Sondela sound.
I get
That's
you.
what we refer to it.
Okay. I'm always super interested in how people's dreams evolve, right? So you had the dream of like management, which led you to becoming a videographer, photographer, DJ, which then led you back to being a manager, and then now you're an artist. So what's a new dream that Shishiliza has today that you didn't have before you and Venom put out Sondela, or you started putting out music? What's a new dream? Because once you walk in like through the door, right?
Yeah.
Like you're like, yeah, I wanted to be a manager. Now it's like, it's 20 other doors that we can actually, which is where Wooden Stool comes in. Like, so what's a new dream that you have today that you didn't have like maybe a year or 2 years ago?
So, well, I'm also A&R at a label. So I think, I was looking at the Leo Cohens and Russell Simmons and Dame Dash, Diddy, and killed everything for me.
Fucking Diddy, bro.
That was my biggest. Like, I always just wanted to work for Bad Boy, but God decided to save me.
Yeah, he saved me. I won't lie. You'd
So
be in the Frico charge right now, bro. Yo. Imagine Bash is now on academics. They're like, yeah, Bash was the one organizing everything.
God save me.
Yeah.
So I think after time I realized all of these people, as much as they were managers at some point in their life, they were also entertainers, but they're also very much involved in the music side of it. So I think it's a new thing for me that people are calling me up, yo, can you make an album for me? I'm making this EP, can you help me? I'm doing this single, can you help me? Can you put together some companies? Oh, we need an album done, can you do it? I've become that guy.
Okay, yes,
you know,
MVP.
If you want to finish an album, you'll call me. So I've become that guy and I enjoy being in studio a lot.
Okay.
So I think,
Is that being an executive producer?
Yeah, and it's just, I think with management, you know, you give so much of yourself to a person and it can always end badly or end a certain way, you know. So I don't want to attach myself to anyone anymore. I am still managing. I manage one artist. I manage Jams. Okay. But that's a very special case, you know. Besides, I'm not trying to manage anyone. But it's like, I'd rather do a project with you, get it right, I can help you on the rollout and whatever, and then
we're good.
Get my money, get my royalties, be out onto the next one,
So for someone with a mind like yours, like experience, so much experience, why haven't you started a record label?
I did.
Okay.
I started it with Vizo and Asen.
It was that.
I started a record label then. It's very expensive.
Yes.
And also it gets to the point where like boundaries can be crossed. Like a lot of artists want you to think the label, they don't actually understand the functions of a label, what a label or what a manager is supposed to do for you. So you end up doing so much, you know, and spending your own time, your money into something that might not work, you know, and you can still maybe get, and I don't mean those artists that were signed to me, but in general, they can just be very ungrateful or very entitled. So I was just like, it's not something that I would ever
want to do.
I have a team of people. We go and make music for people. We make albums for people, and I'm fine with that.
I get that.
Yeah, signing artists.
It's tricky, especially like an indie one. Yeah, I've heard it's fucking expensive.
It's extremely expensive.
Yeah.
Like to break it down, like a beat can cost you anything from a 5K to a 20K. Mixing and mastering 3K, an artwork 2K, 3K. You know, already before the studio sessions,
30 now.
Studio sessions 700 an hour or 500 an hour. Alcohol, food, entertainment, like Ubering back and forth. People, you know, it's a lot. You know, as an indie, you already spend 20 to 30K before the song is even out.
And if you're not a drug dealer, like, that's not gonna work out for you.
For sure.
For sure. Okay. How does it feel working at a label after being like such an indie guy and moving how you want to move on your schedule? Like, how has that adjustment been?
I think I felt like it was important for me because we had always been freestyling. I said, I don't always do it right. I do it the way I know how to do it. And it gets to a point where it's like, I can't keep freestyling like this. I need to understand the processes and how things really work, how they should be working, you know. So I never knew what I actually wanted to see. Even now, I'm not sure what I want to do, you know, but I always just want to further educate myself in the industry. So for me, it was an education thing. And when I got into it, it took a while to adjust, but I enjoy it. It's also another avenue for me to develop artists, to scout artists, develop artists. And also, you know, there is a narrative about labels that they're the bad guys. You know what I mean? So for me, it's also to change the narrative. You know, I work at a label that's very, very, very fair. And like, they care about the artists, you know, at Warner Music. So for me, it was important, you know. It would suck for me to go to a label and be giving people whack deals and they're trapped.
It wouldn't make sense.
And,
like, it wouldn't make sense, especially from your timeline. Like, it wouldn't make
100%.
sense.
So, I think it's just another avenue for me to help people help you understand what you're getting into and like break it down to you. Like, if you want this to work, this is how you need to go about it. Because a lot of people just see the advance money, take it, sign, now they're stuck. And they blow the money, they'll never recoup the money, and then now the label's the bad guy.
Yeah.
So for me, it's educating people. It's like, you can take the money, but if you don't do this much streams, you're gonna be stuck.
Yeah.
Whereas if you take less, you use the marketing to push, you can figure it out. By the second album, you can take that advance for sure. So it's just also holding people's hand through the process.
So there's a conversation that me and the homies always have, right? And it's about record labels, right? So the conversation is that how much is fame and stardom worth, right? So the label will pump X amount of money into you to make you a superstar. Yeah. And then when the artist has gripes in the future or things don't work out for them, then they turn their fan base against the record label, right? But how valuable is like the stardom? Because with that stardom, besides the music and the record label owning the master, there's so many different avenues that you can use your stardom to make money.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, what do you think about like just that dynamic of like, these people put X amount of money into your career. Now you're a global star. And then in 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, when things have cooled down for you, now you turn your fan base against the label. Like, what's your perspective on just this thing? And like, bro, they've invested money in your career, bro.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the type of person you are. Because there's some people that will remember the people who are on the journey with them. And, when success comes, they're happy to share that success. And then there's other people that just think about themselves, and they can maybe think, oh, this label is taking so much percentage of my music. If I was just on a distribution, I would take 70% of this, or 80%.
All be mine.
Yeah. And you forget there's so many costs of a label investing you from, if you want an advance, to depending on the type of deal you have, maybe there's recording costs now. Your recording costs can come up to over 100,000. Your advance over 100,000. There's still the marketing costs, TV, radio plugging, PR, if you need photo shoots, if you need, there's so many things, even besides the cost, just the efforts involved in, getting you this cover or that interview or this feature, there's a lot of things that labels do for artists, and it's very easy for artists to think, I did this all myself. And it's a very hip-hop thing as well.
Yeah, that's such a hip-hop thing, bro.
Like, hip-hop people stress me so much because they want to be the producer, they want production credits, songwriting credits, the music video. I told you, I think this angle will work. Now I'm a director. Everything must be me, So that's something that I'm very much against,
It's tricky, I won't lie, because the reason fans actually hate or demonize the record labels is because of the artist. We don't know the deals you guys sign with the labels, but when they go on Twitter and they're like, yo, my label is, we don't know. We're fans of the artist. And it's just a very crazy dynamic that I've realized.
And at the end of the day, a label is a corporate company. Can't now be going on social media saying, oh, but this person, we paid for this, we did it.
That's
no,
true.
We can't do that.
It doesn't work like that.
Also, like, artists will have a cult following. Like, I once saw a fan say, even if this guy's wrong, I'm still riding for him. Like, they don't care. If you're going up against their favorite, they don't care. So, the story will always be told from artist side. You know, there are a lot of labels that are definitely, you know, more independent labels that will trap people. If you're stuck in a deal with like a corporate, with a big label, a major label, chances are you didn't read your contract. And you don't know, some people can say, oh, damn, I don't want to give this label 2 more albums or 1 more album, you know, because they think of all the work it took to release this one. So let me just get on Twitter and start like bad mouthing the label. You know what I mean? Whereas like sometimes, you know, if you just put your head down, you record your album, put it out, no, you're out of your deal.
True.
You know?
True.
But a lot of artists are not capable of making another hit or another album. So those are the ones who you'll find are complaining. You know, whereas those that making hits is not a thing.
It's not a thing at all.
I'm saying it's fine. I can give you another album because I can make another one.
Just to zoom in on something you just said right now, the pressure of making another hit.
Yeah.
Like, how do you and Venom like deal with that? Like you've put out like 2 certified hits, right? But like when Sondela was like the hit, how did you deal with like the pressure of like, yo, what if we never put out another hit? It's like that. Is that something that crossed your mind?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Because you can be good at making music, but something becoming a hit sometimes not even in your hands.
Yeah, it's outside of your control.
So I think that also goes back to the album thing where we're like, you know what, we might not get another song as big as this in our career. So let's put out an album. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of pressure, but I think we're more hard on ourselves than anything else. But again, like even going back to, you know, seeing how much labels have to pay for things.
Yeah.
Our first single, Showboy, the label spent so much money, and it was our fault. You know, with the music video cost a ridiculous amount. You know, and then as you know, we learned the game as being artists, and I also learned the game from the label side. I'm like, damn, we can't move like this.
Yeah, we can't be moving like
we're never gonna recoup. We're never gonna. So it's also, we will work at a very low budget, so that the pressure is not as big. You know, because like, yo, we spent 200,000 on this project. You know, you need to do 5 million streams. You know what I mean?
To recoup.
Yeah, so it's like we will try, and I mean, I think this EP, I think total recording cost came up to 30K. You know, for an 8-track.
Super scaled it down.
Yeah, super. So it kind of helps the pressure, you know. But in terms of making another hit, we really just want to make the music we want to make, do decent streams. I mean, like I was saying, yeah, caught on TikTok and everything. Streams are only starting to really pick up right now, but it's definitely not as big as I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be 3 times as big as what it is now, you know. But we'll make another one.
Okay. And in closing, what's your last piece of advice to kids out there, adults out there, who are just trying to figure out their path in the world? Maybe who are working an IT job, but they're like, yo, bro, this music thing is like, it keeps calling me, bro. Like, what's your last piece of advice for people out there trying to figure it out and make a name out for themselves out there?
Yeah, I think the music bug is not one you can get rid of. I tried to stop doing music a number of times and I just couldn't. But you know, I always say the same thing to kids, is that especially in an era of TikTok where, you know, we can be chilling like this today and tomorrow you're the biggest artist in the world, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, but I'm still here, you know what I mean? And I've been doing it longer than you, you know, so I think it's just to be patient and enjoy the journey. I think like I've been doing this for in the industry, 11 years, doing music. Damn, how many years? Since I was, over 16 years, you know what I mean?
10,000 hours clocked.
Way, you know, and I still am not anywhere near where I want to be, but like, I am at a point where like I'm able to do everything I've ever wanted to do. I don't feel like I'm super corny, or like, there's people who peak very early.
True.
And like, there's names we can mention today, and you'd be like, damn, I even forgot that. I even forgot that person existed.
True.
You know what I mean? But they were once the biggest thing ever, So some people's time is their time. Like, you can still have a 10-year career and never be the biggest artist ever, but you have a 10-year career. You know what I mean? So I think just be patient. Don't watch other people's success and envy it. I think that's the worst thing ever. So
Okay. Damn, man. Thank you so much for joining us, bro.
Thank you.
It's been
Pleasure.
such an enlightening conversation. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and from your boy Inni, we'll be back with another episode of Dead Radio.
And you're live on Dead Radio.